Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Reine Des Fleurs. We are on Orpheus' second visit, in the second half of our Raviere with him. The first half went well, nice and smoothly, and he won over the butterflies by bribing them with donuts, so he's the only knight to actually get along with the butterflies. Alright, well let's finish up this conversation and see what he has in store for us afterwards. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. So they were just talking about Vita with diplomacy. Does that mean that Vita doesn't like the other countries? I hope not. No, we like them, but it may be that the people of Vita are afraid of being influenced by the other countries. Vita has enough food and resources, so there isn't really any need for diplomacy. I see. However, Vita must be affected by the lack of grace as well. So, I don't think that the country can continue that way indefinitely. That's... Orpheus. Once, I had traveled around the country as a minstrel, so I have seen the different types of people and customs in each region. From what I saw, every region was blessed with resources, and people were just smiling and being happy. Sometimes huge disasters occurred, but they banded together to overcome them. It didn't look like they were in need of grace. That was part of the reason why I was confused when I was chosen as a knight. Vita is blessed enough. Why do we need to ask for more? It's better to be humble and appreciate what we have and not be greedy. I understand how he feels, but his way of thinking is... Now we have to be argumentative. The other option was to be disappointed. I feel like that is somehow wrong. Being humble is the virtue of modesty. However, it is quite different from not being greedy. That's true. Perhaps we are just taking our current blessings for granted. In reality, the lack of grace is expanding more and more. A solution must be found for that. Well, I know it's kind of late for me to come to this realization. Everyone else knew this before they even came here. I don't think it's too late. Because you found the answer on your own, that is what matters most. I hope so. Well, I think you're right. Thank you. Orpheus has his own way of thinking. I'm glad to know that. Violet, I truly love my country, Vita. The country is so warm and kind that it even makes me cry. I can be proud of my country no matter where I am. I'd be willing to do anything in order to save my country. But, as I told you before, when I was selected as a knight, I was really confused. That distracted me from my true purpose. I know. But, now that I'm talking to you, and learning more about the problems of the world, I'm starting to realize performing my role as a knight and fulfilling my duty is actually helping Vita to change in a good way after all. Orpheus. What is it? Did I say something wrong? His eyes are steady and clear. They had been clouded before, but now they almost capture my heart. Buttons. Ta-da! Well, now I realize that I was ignorant as well. Though at least now, I know what is happening in the world and what I need to do. But I have never been to the land. Because of that, the things I know are all through second-hand information. Every detail you tell me surprises me. It is quite shameful. Yes, I think that's why the Reine needs the knights. I want you to love the country of Vita. I'll tell you everything about it, both the good and the bad, if that will aid you in supplying grace in the best way possible. I feel like that's a good reason for me to stay here. Orpheus. He may be right. Because if all there was to it was to distribute grace, then there wouldn't be a need to establish relationships with the knights. I feel like I would love your homeland as well. And I will send grace to the land through your love. For the land of Vita, and for the people who are so precious to you. Violet, thank you. I wish to love Partidom as well, because this is where we'll help each other and live. I wonder if it's because what we have talked about. But I feel much closer to Orpheus than before. Ta-da! I won! But that implies that Orpheus lost, which he really didn't. We both won. We're all winners here. All my boys are filled up. Oh, I have one more thing to show you. Could you follow me? Oh, what is it? You'll see. Just come this way. Hold on. Is this... a big bird cage? This is the place I love most. I often take a nap or read a book inside this cage. Well, it's a really pretty cage, as long as you don't get locked into it. This is beautiful, but why a cage? Whoever built this didn't need to design it as if to lock something away. I really don't know who built this, and sure, it makes you feel like a caged bird. But is it really that bad to be a bird in a cage? They might not have freedom, but they can be happy as long as they are loved by their owner. I was free in the sense that I wasn't bound by anything, but because of that, I was lonely. Freedom alone doesn't make you happy. Perhaps it was because I was always longing to have someone who cared about me. Orpheus, your place is here. So, whenever you feel lonely, please come to me. Thank you. Oh, he's blushing. Orpheus is so cute when he blushes because it adds color to his face because he's usually so pale. But it really is comfortable in here. Would you like to come inside with me? But... don't worry, here. Inside the cage was smaller than it looked from the outside, and as we sat together, our shoulders were nearly touching. It's weird, because from this picture, it actually looks a little bit bigger inside than it did from the outside. I'm not sure if it's because of the size, but it is comfortable, as he said. How is it? How do you feel? It's not so bad to be a bird in a cage, but only for a while. So, you mean you like it? I'm glad. Reclining on a fluffy cushion makes me feel inexplicably secure. I feel like I'm in a bed, just dozing off. Orpheus, this is no good. I feel too relaxed and I may become useless. Oh, I see. Would you like to become even more useless? What? This is my secret, but only for today. Saying that, he reaches into the pile of cushions and pulls something out. That's a pretty harp. His light and dexterous hands dance along his harp. I never expected to hear him play in such a place. But my confusion from the surprise quickly evaporated. What a lovely sound. Each note melts together rhythmically, flowing to my ears. And he looks so lovely playing it too. Although in this one he looks younger. I liked in the Pinky Swear picture where he looked more adult and like you could see that he was, a man compared to her, which was really cool. Alright, well that's it for the translation that I have today. Yay! All the guys are filled with grace. So, yeah, we'll just have a little bit of fun at the end of this visit, and then we go home, and then we have a tea party, and then we have a ceremony, and then we will finally officially be on Leon's path, which I know so many people will be happy about. I'm sorry these episodes can't be longer, but yeah, it takes me 5 hours to make each of these episodes, so this is all I can do for the moment. Well, I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye, everybody.